Careful not to speak Lashon Hara. One must be very careful not to speak curse words, not to speak derogatory language from here on into the Seder, because you're going to be using your mouth. Your mouth is going to be the masterpiece of the evening. I'll tell you a quick story about mouths. Right? The mouth is the most powerful organ on the body. Like it says, Chayim ve'amavet b'yad ha'lashon. Life and death is in the hands of the tongue. There was a man a king that he had a tzaraat, he had a disease, and he needed a milk. They told him he needs milk from the lioness, the female lion. So who's going to go to the female lion to go get the milk for the king? So one brave soldier said, "I'll do it. I will do it. But I need 10 sheep. 10 sheep. Okay." So what did he do? He goes and he finds the lion's den, and he sees the cubs are drinking the milk from the mother lion. And every day what he does is he sends one sheep to a certain spot, and the lion woman comes out and she sees it and she eats it. That's day 1. Day 2, he repeats the same procedure. Day 3, he repeats the same procedure. Now she's starting to figure out that when she comes to the spot, there's animals for her to eat. Okay. So day 4 comes and he gives her another one, but this time he reveals himself. He stands at a distance. Now he has, we're on day 4, so we got six sheep left. So as he proceeds to step closer to her, he offers her almost like an offering. He gives her a sheep, another one, and then another one, another one. And finally he gets close enough that he's able to milk I don't know how it works, but he's able to get some milk from this lion, from the lioness, closes the bottle, and heads on out. He's got the mission done. And as he goes, he was very tired, of course, from all the stress and the excitement of going into the lion's den. So he decides he'll take a nap before he goes to the king. He takes a nap, and in his dream he sees the following: all the parts of his body are explaining to themselves to each other how great every part of the body is. The hands say, "Wow, look! I mean, we just went in there, we milked it." The feet says, "No, I was wondering, I was." So the mouth, the lonely mouth says, "Guys, you all nothing. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be in this whole thing. I told the king I'm going to go." And all the parts of the body look at the mouth and say, "Yeah, you're nothing. What are you talking about? You're hidden, the tongue, you're hidden inside the darkest part of the body. What are you talking about?" So he says, "Oh yeah? Okay. I will show you that I am the king of all the parts of the body." So the man wakes up and he goes to the king, and he tells the king, "King, I brought you the milk of a female dog." What? You said what? Yes, I brought it to you. You did kill him on the gallows. That's it, off with his head. And so the rest of the body parts are saying, "Hey!" And the tongue says, "I told you guys so. If I will tell him, he will do it." So they're all no, we don't. So the tongue says, "Okay, last chance. Do you all admit that I am the powerful part of the body?" "Yes, but save us." He says, "Okay." So finally the tongue yells out, "Wait, I need to speak to the king." So he goes to the king, he says, "King, when I said that language, I was really referring to, it's another name for the lioness." Oh, the lioness. Yes, the lioness. Drink the milk, it's very good. He drinks the milk and he's healed. And he realizes happily ever after. But the point of the story is, how powerful is the tongue? That's what it says. It says that chayim, the life and death is in the hands of the tongue. Okay, so that's why I give out the warning that one must be very careful not to speak Lashon Hara before any time. But Lashon Hara is definitely chametz, because I will give you another idea. What makes bread rise is the sourdough. It's called the seor. Seor sheba isa. The isa is the dough, and then there's sourdough. It's called seor. Now, Chazal tell us that the sourdough, the seor, is actually the Yetzer Hara. And if you leave the Yetzer Hara hanging out by himself, he's going to cause a lot of damage. That's why, like matzah, you have to constantly beat it with limud Torah. But not only that, what is the idea of rising? The idea of rising is ga'ava, is haughtiness. When a person speaks Lashon Hara, he's actually exemplifying the midah of ga'ava. Why is he talking about somebody else? Why is he talking about somebody else? Who gave him the right to speak about somebody else? And let's say he says, no, but he wronged me. It's still ga'ava. You know why it's still haughtiness? Because in the end of the day, what did we say about the matzah? Matzah is all about the faith. Faith that what? That Hashem controls every dot. So if someone wronged us, who wronged us? God. Not the person. The person is simply the messenger. So do we get angry at the messenger? Or do we understand the message and take the rebuke of the message? Again, so that's, they say on Pesach night, Hashem comes down with the Palmal Yesh and Mala, with the heavenly courts and the angels, and they're sitting and they're waiting to hear what people are going to say about the king. Rabbi Wallerstein actually says that he compares it to the Chatan, the bridegroom. He comes and he wants to hear, he peeks in the door and he wants to hear what the bride and her family has to say about the Chatan. And if he hears good things, wow, he's feeling good. But if he hears that they're talking about sports and they're talking about the stock market, he says, but what about me? It's about, you're supposed to talk about me. She's sitting talking to her friends about, listen, he's a good guy, but I really don't feel like talking about him right now, and let's just talk about everything else. What? And he's brokenhearted. So on Leil Seder, we have to be very careful not to start speaking about jokes, or not to start speaking about, oh, did you see the guy in the shul? He didn't tell me hello, and he told me.
It's easier said than done. How do you stop that from actually happening?
Okay, so that's why I don't know if everyone has it in there. No, in there has that.
I mean, like whatever your wife do to you, like she's, I mean, like that's what you're saying. Like if your wife bothering you.
Oh, so I have a story for you about that. I have a story for you about not personal story. There's a story about Rav Chacham, the Chacham Yehuda Petaya. Did anybody hear of Yehuda Petaya?
Yeah.
Okay, so Rav Yehuda Petaya was a Talmid of the he was a Talmid of the Ben Ish Chai. You don't know the Ben Ish Chai. He was in Israel. He came to Israel, and the Ben Ish Chai actually told him, always be very careful about your anger, because your neshama, he told Rabbi Yehuda Petaya, he was a big mikubal, he told me, your neshama comes from a place that if you get angry, right away it'll destroy the neshama. You be very careful. Very fragile neshama. So I don't remember if I think the story was on Pesach, but it could have been Rosh Hashanah. That he sits and on that time it was hot. Maybe it was Rosh Hashanah. It sounds more like Rosh Hashanah. It was very hot, and so they sat on the balcony and they get everything ready. And he's wearing all white, and she comes with the cup of wine, and of course, oh damn, okay, problem, good. Okay, bring another cup of wine. Brings another cup of wine. Of course, the cup breaks. Okay, let's try it again. Bring the cup of wine. They finally get through kiddush. Great. She brings the first course out. Nice meatballs and soup. And oh boy. So now he's wearing all the food. He's wearing all the colors. He's got the ton pasim. He has a little bit of wine. He has a little bit of meatballs.
Okay. He's
cool. He says finally he went through the whole entire night. All these weird things happening. The things falling on him. He's sitting there. He's laughing. His wife says, "What are you laughing about? All my food, all my preparations." He says, "You don't understand. The entire night, the answer, I was trying so hard to just light a fire." We didn't let him. Baruch Hashem. We didn't let him. We sat back. Okay, but to hit home the point, there is a piece that we read. Actually, it's from the Zohar. That it's in Hebrew. I can't find it right now. But it actually expresses the idea that Hashem is coming down with the Palmal Mala, and he's coming and he's sitting and he's hearing the words. He's hearing the words, and we have to understand. You said, how can we know? How can we stop ourselves from speaking? Things that are not appropriate. First of all, it doesn't start at Leil Seder, because if you're starting it at Leil Seder, it ain't gonna work. It's not gonna work. I'm sorry. That's the reality of it. When you're in a relationship with somebody, you want to talk to them. You want to speak to them. You're constantly calling them. You're waiting for a text message. Oh, wow. You ask somebody when they're first going out and the relationship's starting. Oh, she texted me. Okay, and he's waiting, and the funny thing is, and he's waiting to know. He's trying to figure out how should I respond. So he's sitting there 15 minutes, writing the first text message, erases it. The next text, no, this is not good enough. And he goes to his friend. So what do you think about this? Just write it, or now the other guy's saying, just write it already. What are you so okay? No, it gotta be perfect. Why is that? Because he's in a relationship. It matters to him. He cares about it. If we show up to the Seder night and we're not in a relationship, we'll go through emotions. Our neshama will feel it, but the mind, the heart, they won't feel nothing. They're not going to do it. I'm sorry. We can try and we can sing. And yes, Chazal say that even a person who's very far off the derech, bring him on. Of course, for sure. There's no question about it. But between all of us sitting in this room, we want to feel it. We don't want to pass through it. We want to pass through it, not pass over it. Right? That's the play on words. Right? Okay. Anyway, so step one is being in a relationship. Step two is we need to understand what we're doing here. So let's start with what we're doing. Kadesh. So this is in Sefer Torah Chaim. He says, Lashon Hazmana. You're inviting yourself to the table. Do you want to be at the table or you don't want to be at the table? Yeah, I know, there's good food and we're supposed to be here. But deep down, ask yourself, what are you at the table for? What are you doing at the table? You coming to what? To pay lip service? To sing some songs? To dance around? What are you trying to do? Because if you don't know what you're doing coming at the table, you're not going to get nothing out of the table. Just like if you go to a class and it's a semester long and you haven't been to any of the classes, when it comes time to the test, you're going to fail the test. You didn't put the effort in. So it's imperative that we understand what we're doing. So that's why we start Kadesh Azmara. Invite yourself to the table. Before you sit down, you say to yourself, calm yourself down, put yourself at the table. We know that we need to rush a little bit at the Seder to get the time constraints. But mentally, you should not be rushing. You should be very calm. That's why it's very important. It's also, if everyone wants, Rabbi Musar has a model Seder. I watched it last year. We went through with it. It was very good. I'm going to do it again on LearnTorah.com. Look under Pesach. It's called Model Seder. It's about a 90-minute long Seder. And he goes through all the procedure. He gives you the right amounts of matzah, the right amount of maror, the right amount of yain you have to drink. Everything exactly. Get yourself, even if you're not leading the Seder, but you should know where you're going to be at the Seder. Meaning, at least the first part is to know the halachot of the Seder. The second part is what we're trying to do now, is to know the mental part of the Seder. Okay?
LearnTorah.com?
LearnTorah.com, yeah.
What's the subsection?
Go under holidays, under Pesach, and you'll see there. So the first idea is we're inviting ourselves to the table. Kadesh, the Chatan tells the Kala, the bride, the Chatan tells the bride, Harayat mikudeshetli. Mikudash comes from the word separated. But it means that the bride, once he gives her the ring, she's now his. They're in a mutual relationship, in a exclusive relationship. She cannot now go with somebody else. This is what tonight is about. The night of Seder is we are preparing. It's the engagement party, because comes Leil Shavuot, we're getting married. We're under the chuppah. But Leil Pesach is the engagement party. So if you're coming into Leil Pesach with the mentality, I'm getting engaged. I cannot sit and dilly-dally tonight. Tonight's my engagement party. A person should think about how would he be at his engagement party? He's going to be flying. He's sitting with the girl of his dreams. Wow, how's he sitting on Leil Pesach? Hashem is sitting with the girls of his dreams. Am Yisrael. And he's sitting there and he's saying, everybody look. And this way he tells the Malachim, come down and hear the praises that they're saying. This is my girl. This is what it's about.